Shelby, you guys get your fourth win since start of the new year. Just talk about, overall feel.
Obviously, we're feeling pretty good. We're working pretty hard in practice still. I mean, we still have lots of things to work on. We're constantly trying to get better. But obviously having 4 wins, that's good for us, and that's good momentum for us, keeping us going into next week and our next game. Every game's important, so got to keep going.
You guys go up against a team that has a lot of fight in them. I mean, they're taking it to you there over the first 2 quarters. You guys get hot from the perimeter in that second quarter. That kind of helped you stretch your lead out. How big was that offensively, being able to find that shot behind the arc as a perimeter, just to be able to open up the rest of the floor?
That's obviously really important. I think that people driving and pulling people in and then being able to kick it out and seeing those, I mean, we've been working on that in practice, and so that's been really important. But also just, I mean, our threes, they help us. They're momentum changers, obviously. They give us a lot of energy, and I think also we buckled down on defense. I mean, they kind of hollered us after first quarter, which, I mean, is needed, and I think we made a couple of changes, and I think that helped a lot too.
You talked about the changes you made. You guys going to the locker room up 19. What was the message?
We weren't focused, I don't think. Not as focused as we should have been, and I think that we really tightened up, not letting Lane, like just our very big fundamentals that we teach every day in practice. We really focused and buckled down on this, and he also challenged a couple of us to step it up. I mean, we had younger kids stepping it up, and we have to be able to lead them too.
And that defense really stepped up there, especially at the end of the third quarter. I think you outscored them 21-3 over the last 5 minutes. How big was that? Just kind of a mindset defensively to be able to hold them off the scoreboard after they've been so aggressive, and then at the same time stretching that lead out.
Well, just like you said, they're very aggressive and they're very athletic too. So it's really important for us to be able to lock them down and be able to get stops from that, and then transition obviously and go into offense and score.
Athena, coming off the bench with 14 points, just talk about playing under the starters who kind of set a great example for you, especially you being a freshman.
Yes, playing under Maddie, she's a great player. She's best rebounder on our team, great at scoring. It's awesome playing under her, and she just kind of sets the bar pretty high for post players. So,
sorry. It's cool. This is your first interview,
yeah.
Right? So it's fine. Shelby, talk about kind of when you get the ball and you find the net from the 3-point line, and you kind of just lift your team up and you have that fire. Just to talk about kind of just what you feel.
Well, obviously it was exciting. I didn't hit one in the first half, so he challenged me in the locker room just to feel confident and get out there and shoot. And so the first one that went, I kind of got in a rhythm, and I think that's really important. But obviously it's Hayden giving me a wide open pass. No one was on me, so it takes a lot of pressure off when there's not someone right in your face up, and you know what I mean? It makes it a lot easier. Yeah. But also, we have Mac driving, and they have to take care of her. They have to watch her. So if they're guarding her, then my girl is second, and then that leaves me open too. And I do think it's a momentum changer when everyone's hitting threes. So.
And kind of talk about your role this season from last year. You're a freshman now. You're a sophomore who's starting. How is that? Just growing into that.
Well, it's really exciting. I love it. But freshman year, I was definitely a role player. My job was to go in and to not let someone score on me, and if I was wide open, hit a shot, maybe 1 or 2 if I could. But this year I think it's transitioned to where I have to be a player. At least I need to get a couple points in, and I need to defensively get a stop. But my team's helping me so much. The transition's so much easier because we have great leaders. So.
I think just talk about too how any given night it can be on this team, especially it can be anybody that leads the scoring. Tonight it was you coming off the bench. How exciting is that to play on a team like that just someone may not be on tonight, but then somebody else is probably going to be?
I think it's great that we all pick each other up. Like, if somebody has a bad night, somebody else is going to have a good night. It's not like a team thing. We don't all break down at once. We all try to build each other back up.
How important is that in this league, too?
From what I've seen, that's super important. That's
Shelby, you can probably hit on that, too, just how important it is in this league to have someone has an off night.
That's what we're just amazed by this year is, Hayden will get 20 points one game, and then Paige steps up tonight and hits threes like crazy, and then she's stepping up. So we have young kids and older kids just leading the way, and that's really important. Brindley McPherson had a great game just the other weekend, hitting 24 or something like that. So it's really, really important. And even with this league, they're going to D up on Mac. They're going to make sure she doesn't score any. So then that's important for everybody else on the court to score and make up for those point differences because it's important. We need that.
Athena, Shelby, you talked about kind of the things she went through in her freshman year. Over these last few games, you've seen your looks get more efficient. Is the game slowing down for you the more you're getting in there?
Definitely. Like, starting off in the summer, I just remember thinking this game is moving so much faster than high school. It's definitely slowing down a lot. It's getting easier.
The start offensively, like first quarter, just the struggle shooting, but I guess shooters just keep shooting, and it seems like they just started falling for you guys.
That's exactly right. And we told them, I think it was a 5-minute mark, and I think we'd scored 10 points. And I said, guys, it's law averages. We're all great shooters. Just keep shooting it. And we had to pick up our defense. We gave up those 3 threes early. That was just, not very good. But after that, we really started shooting the basketball pretty well.
Kind of talk about, I guess, obviously up 40 points late in the fourth, but you kind of you wanted 100 points, I think I heard you say. But when your team is scoring so much, how do you kind of keep them going?
Well, I thought our second and third group, all our kids came in and contributed well tonight. And that, when I say I wanted them to score 100, I wanted them to keep scoring because that's the second and third group, and they deserve their opportunities as well. And so, you can't take a turnover. We have a shot clock. We're going to keep shooting. And but I thought, all up and down the lineup, we got good contributions from Megan Malher, who's a freshman. Of course, Athena had a great night as a freshman. And, everybody got to play tonight, and I thought everybody contributed in some fashion or the other. So it was just a great night for us.
You had 8 players, I think, with 14 or more minutes. That even included Athena with 8. She had an efficient night as well. How do these games, like you said, help build that depth on that bench?
That's what we strive for. So, we lost Flottie a couple weeks ago, and somebody else has to step up. But I think continuing to develop depth throughout the year. If you have a sprained ankle here, somebody's sick, and you've gotten quality minutes in basketball games, and not just a few, but if you can get 8 or 9, 10 games in there where you've gotten to play and get a part of the action, I think it helps us continue to grow as a team and develop depth.
Talk a little bit about just the development of Athena over the last few weeks. I mean, obviously her minutes have grown, and it looks like the game's kind of slowing down for her out there. She's getting real efficient looks.
She is. No, Athena's, everybody knows how athletic she is, but, her focus is starting to get better. And, as a freshman, you come in, and if you forget the scout, and you get in trouble. But she's continued to get better at that. And how about the block she had on the 3-point shot? That just shows her athleticism. She came from the block for that one, 2 steps and blocked it. But and then anytime you have a left-handed player that can, it just seems like there's it's different in the post, and it's tough to guard.
I talked to you, I think yesterday. You talked about how special this team is. Each player can score on any given night. Just again tonight, you had 1, 2, 3, 5 players scoring double figures. Just talk about kind of how amazing this team is.
Well, Michaela's had a rough couple weeks. She's got a little injury that has bothered her a little bit on her shot, and but you know what she's done? She's continued to play good defense. She's rebounded. She's made some assists tonight again. 4 assists, no turnover, just a great line for her. And I couldn't be more proud of her because we want her to keep shooting. She got to fight through that injury and just keep going. But if you're struggling on one end and then you let that go to your defense or your effort and those kind of things, well then that's not good. Well, she doesn't do that. She continues to play hard all the time. And but what's neat about our team is these other players, starting since last Monday, have all stepped up. Shelby Lopez, Northwest Oklahoma, Maddie, just about every night. And then who do we have player of the week this last one? That was Maddie. And then Brindley McPherson down at Northwest, just a different player each night. And it makes it fun to coach. And I think it makes it hard for teams to guard us as well.
Do you think that's kind of, the key to your success when teams are just looking at, Michaela, but everything else kind of just opens up for everyone?
Yeah, I think so. And you look at somebody like Paige Lungwitz, who's the glue to our team, does all the dirty work. She held Hunter Yoakum, a great player, to 0 points in the first half. And then, she makes timely threes. She's just a system player that's self-made, that's each year has gotten better and better. And, to be real honest with you, she may be our most valuable player up to this point because of all the stuff that she does that we don't see, under the stat line.
Last one for me. I every time I see Shelby, she hits a 3, and it's kind of, you know, that spark, and everyone's just so excited. Talk about kind of Shelby and the role she's playing right now.
She's been fantastic, and you're too young to know who Vinny Johnson is, but me and Andy do. And they used to call him the microwave. He'd come in off the bench for the Pistons back in their glory days, and that's Shelby. She's the microwave. We used to have Morgan Westhoff here. We call her the microwave. But once Shelby hits one, you can see she wants the basketball and how quick they fly out of her hand. And, you know, she made 4 in the second half, 3 in the third quarter, and really did a great job.
Are you pleased with the response you've seen from your team over the last 4 wins after suffering their first loss?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think we talked about it at the Emporia game. That was a no-lose game for us. What it is, it exposed a few things that we need to work on, and I think it did the same for Emporia. I think they saw some things they're going to have to work on. I think both teams are great teams, and you're not going to go undefeated in this league. It's just, I mean, you can look at the last 10 years I've been here. There's never been an undefeated team, and you're going to have nights where it's not your night. But you got to be able to bounce back, and you got to be able to not get too high when you win, not get too low when you lose, and our team does a great job with that.